Well, hi and welcome to another LRCC Soundbite. I'm getting back today to looking at some of the things that Jesus said, recorded for us by a man called Luke in the Bible. If you watch many of these soundbites, then this story might seem a little familiar. That's because just before Easter, I related another incident from Jesus' life that occurred shortly before he was executed. This story, while similar, happened much earlier in Jesus' ministry, and for very different reasons. You see, as Jesus was travelling around, he'd frequently get invited to go and visit people's homes, usually for a meal. Sometimes it would be someone of status, and they'd want to discover more about Jesus, maybe just to sort of elevate their own importance, or sometimes just through curiosity. On this occasion, a man called Simon invited Jesus in. Simon was religious, very religious. He belonged to a group called the Pharisees, and they would do everything possible to try and keep the whole of the Jewish law, and they'd be well versed in the ancient scriptures and the stories of the old prophets, all of that stuff. So Jesus went along for dinner. He arrived, he went in and sat down to eat. Of course, at that time he's not likely to have sat on a chair like we might. Instead, he'd have most likely followed a custom that would become popular in the time that they'd taken from the Greeks and the Romans, of lying down on his left side, leaning on his left elbow, ready to eat with his right hand. Now, someone else also found out that Jesus was going to Simon's house for dinner, but they weren't on the invitation list. The Bible tells us that a woman in the town, a sinful woman, were also found out. We don't know exactly what she did, but the language would suggest that most likely she was a prostitute. She did something unusual. She must have had some money because she went and bought the most expensive bottle of perfume she could get. And then she turned up at Simon's house crying. Not just a little bit of crying either, crying so much that her tears fell on Jesus' feet and were enough to wash them of all the dust that was on his feet from the journey. And then she dried his feet with her hair. And then she took this perfume and poured it all over Jesus' feet, all while also continuing to kiss his feet over and over and over again. Now Simon thought this was a little strange. Not though what the woman was doing or questioning why she was doing it. Rather, he thought it was strange and wrong, in fact, that Jesus would allow this. You know, Simon actually thought to himself that if Jesus was really someone special from God, then he would know who this woman was, what she'd done, and send her away. So Jesus told Simon a story. There were two people, he said, who owed money to the same person. One owed a small amount and one owed a large amount. Neither could repay. But the lender said, "That's okay. I'll let you both off. Neither of you needs to pay me back." Which one of those two is going to like that lender the most? Of course, it's the one who was let off paying back the most money, said Simon. So Jesus then compared the love that this woman had shown to the welcome he'd received from Simon. You see, Simon hadn't washed Jesus' feet when he arrived, or done other customary things like anoint his head with oil. And yet, remember all those things I just told you the woman had done. So Jesus told Simon that she was so grateful because she had so much to be forgiven of. Simon didn't realise that he also needed that same forgiveness because he thought he was better than that. The woman realised that Jesus was the answer. Through him, she could be free from everything that she'd ever done wrong. And Jesus confirmed that to her. And then, you know what his final words were to her? "May God give you peace." You know, God can bring transformation in any situation, however bad or hopeless it might seem. You can always bring anything to him and ask for his help because he will never turn anyone away. You know, if there's anything that we can do at LRCC to explain more or help you understand or pray for you, just let us know. We're always happy to. Just let us know. May God give you peace this week. I'll see you next time.